You remember the Lego movie, right? The one from 2014? It was just this super fun, incredibly clever movie about a totally normal Lego guy who, suddenly has to save the entire universe. Just an absolute blast.
And oh my God, the theme song. Everything is awesome. It's probably still stuck in your head, right? I mean, the whole movie just felt like this big celebration of creativity, teamwork, and just fun.
Okay, but what if all that cheerfulness was hiding something a little deeper? Some really fascinating academic research suggests that this movie isn't just about toys. Nope, it's actually this wild blueprint for how control, conformity, and consumerism work in our world, like right now in 2026.
So let's do this. Let's peel back that super happy, colorful layer of Bricksburg and see what's really ticking underneath it all. Okay, first off, the villain. He's not some big, scary monster. He's a CEO, president business, or, Lord business. And this guy is the absolute tyrant of Bricksburg. He's obsessed with order, with perfection, making sure every single brick and every single person stays exactly where they're supposed to.
And his company, Octan, its reach is just insane. It's not just making buildings. The movie literally tells us Octan makes everything. The music everyone listens to, the coffee everyone drinks, the TV shows they watch, even the history books and voting machines. And here's the kicker, all the surveillance systems. It's a complete system of control, from top to bottom.
And they're not even subtle about it. This message is just blasted everywhere. Conformity isn't just, a good idea, it's the law. And there's a pretty chilling threat if you don't play along. Follow the instructions or you get put to sleep.
So this is where it gets really interesting. This brings us to a big idea from some researchers at the University of Amsterdam. They call it the finance security complex. It sounds complicated, but it's basically this. It's when huge corporate money gets tangled up with security and surveillance. A company like Octan doesn't just want to sell you stuff. No, it wants to manage your entire life to make sure it keeps making money. Kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it?
All right, so how do we get from a Lego world to our world? Let's take a look at what's going on in 2026 and ask a simple question. Who are today's Lord businesses?
See, here's the thing. Control today doesn't look like a single instruction manual. It's way more subtle. It's about this constant flood of digital microtrends. Fitting in now is all about having the right vibe, the right aesthetic, and it feels like we're choosing it, but really, it's all being pushed on us by algorithms.
These right here, these are the new instruction manuals, the aesthetic uniforms of 2026. So instead of just one way to be, we've got all these little prepackaged identities. Are you Kukuet? Office Siren? Gorpcore? It feels like choice, but you're really just picking from a menu that's already been written for you.
And these are the new Octan corporations. These are the brands that are selling you the pieces to build those uniforms. You've got Shein pumping out micro-trends in a flash, Lululemon basically owning the whole athleisure look, and then brands like Fear of God or Hellstar giving you that high-status streetwear vibe. They're basically the architects of our world now.
And yeah, getting the right parts isn't cheap. A single hoodie from Hellstar, a must-have for that hype beast look, can cost you $400. Wow. Fitting in is an expensive game these days.
So what does all this do to us, as people? What happens to your identity when your life basically gets, lego-fied?
This brings us to another huge idea from the research, the lego-fied subject. Basically, it's this idea that we're all taught to see ourselves as just a collection of interchangeable parts. Your job, your clothes, your whole aesthetic. They're just bricks you can swap in and out. And that makes everything feel super unstable, precarious.
Just look at this side by side. On the one hand, you've got the logic of the Lego minifigures in the movie. Total uniformity. Everyone's interchangeable, everyone follows the same rules. But then, on the other hand, you've got 2026 logic. This crazy, dizzying storm of micro-trends and aesthetics, all driven by hype. It looks like freedom, for sure. But is it? Or is it just a much, much more complicated instruction book?
And this idea goes way, way beyond just what you're wearing. This is where it gets really serious. The researchers say this exact same logic is playing out in our economy. Think about the gig economy. Work is broken down into these little temporary bricks. Gigs, contracts, with zero benefits, zero security. We're all left scrambling, trying to be master builders of our own lives, piecing together a living from all these disconnected parts.
And this brings us right back to Emmett, the hero of the movie. It's perfect. Remember his whole deal?
His biggest fear in the entire world is being called a weirdo. His whole goal in life is just to follow the instructions, fit in, and get everyone to like him. He is the absolute perfect citizen for this kind of lego-fied world.
Okay, but here's the truly brilliant, almost scary part. How does a system like this survive? How does it stop people from criticizing it? Well, it uses one of the most powerful tools out there, irony.
Okay, to get how this works, think about the last Winter Olympics. It's supposed to be this super serious, high-stakes thing, right? But then you had all this completely absurd stuff happening. Medals were literally breaking in half. There was a curler accused of cheating with his finger, and a random husky just decided to join a ski race. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
And that right there is exactly the point the researchers are making. Our culture wraps everything in humor, irony, even cuteness. And what that does is it completely neutralizes any real criticism. It makes these huge systems of control feel less scary and more like a big inside joke that we're all a part of. We laugh at how absurd it is, and in doing so, we kind of just accept it.
And the Lego movie is the absolute master of this. There's literally a scene where Lego Batman tells Lord Business that his evil weapon to control the universe sounds super sweet. It's a joke, right? But it's a joke that points right at the dark heart of the movie. And because we laugh, it kind of takes the edge off.
This is the checkmate move, really. Everyone knows the movie is basically a 90-minute ad for Lego, right? But the movie knows that, too. It's so full of these little cynical, winking jokes about itself that it completely disarms you. How can you criticize it for being a giant ad when the movie itself is already joking about being a giant ad?
So that leaves us with this one last really big question. It actually comes from the academic paper that inspired this whole thing. When you're watching a movie like this, or jumping on the next TikTok trend, are you just enjoying the thing itself, drinking the water? Or are you, maybe without even realizing it, drinking the whole wave, buying into the entire system that it's a part of?